Hi everyone, it's me again, Noelle from Goodman, and today I will be talking about offices as an investment. Most of us, when we think of property investments, we automatically think of residential developments. We often forget that there are other types of property investments, such as commercial properties. So there's a variety of commercial properties to choose from, but the one that I will be tackling today is office spaces. I know some of you are probably thinking, is it a good time to be investing in offices considering that most of us are working from home? Working from home is actually a short-term solution. Surveys show that 54% of people feel more productive in the office for obvious reasons. One is access to technological tools. There are still companies here in the Philippines that haven't ironed out the process of accessing data remotely for their employees. Second is poor connectivity. It costs a lot to have a decent internet connection here in the Philippines. Third is domestic distractions. This is especially for parents who have young kids. Next is higher risk of fraud and corruption across all levels due to unsupervised productivity. So it's safe to say that physical offices are here to stay. And when they reopen, health implications brought about by COVID-19 will become more apparent. Why? Because offices will be expected to accelerate hygiene and wellness protocols, and their design planning must meet regulatory and employee demands. A lot of old buildings will not be able to keep up with these demands. Even pre-lockdown, more and more companies were moving out of their old office buildings, which were built in the 80s and the 90s, just because they weren't conducive working spaces anymore. There are a lot of different reasons why, as an investor, you should also be considering office developments. First reason is longer lease terms. When you lease out an office space to a company, they are likely to rent it out for at least 3 to 5 years, compared to residential, which ranges from 6 months to a year. Second is diverse investment portfolio. You don't want to put your eggs in one basket. If you're already heavily invested in residential, office is another thing that you should be looking at. And third is that offices are more resilient than residential developments. So where should people be buying office spaces? You should be looking at new central business districts. Why? You don't want to put up an office in the middle of nowhere. Of course, you want to be in the central business district. This is where growing and expanding companies, startup companies, multinational companies are more likely to situate themselves. An example is Arca South. Arca South is an up-and-coming central business district by Ayala Land located in West Bicutan, Taguig. It's going to be complete with residential, commercial, and retail. So here in Arca South, there are different office spaces to choose from, but what I will be talking about is Trine Enterprise Plaza by Alveo Land. It is a 13-story Grade A LEED certified office building with 180 office units for sale. I won't delve much into detail, but if you want to know more about Trine, just reach out. But what I will tell you is why now is a good time to invest in Trine. It's really actually for people who want to take advantage of the opportunities available to them. For example, before, to be able to reserve and acquire an office unit in Trine, you had to have 550,000 pesos worth of reservation fee and 2.3 million pesos for your 10% down payment. That's a total upfront cost of 2.9 million pesos. Today, although the value remains the same, the payment terms are lighter. So now you just need 175,000 pesos as your reservation fee and 126,000 pesos as your first down payment. That's a total upfront cost of 301,500 pesos. That's almost a 2.6 million difference. Another reason why you should be investing in Trine right now is that this building will be done by end 2024 or early 2025. By then, we'd be out of our houses and back in our offices. So the value of your property is going to be higher compared to how much you're going to be purchasing it now with lighter payment terms. And you'd be playing in a whole different market because then you'd be dealing with companies and corporations as your tenants or your buyers if you want to sell it rather than individuals. So I'm gonna end it there. If you have any questions and clarifications, please feel free to message me. Thank you so much for listening. Bye!